Welcome back, people, to MG Sports TV. Thank you very much again for joining. And I got time to really sit back and listen, and just relax and just to clear my thoughts, and I'll have a better perspective of the game that Jamaica played versus Mexico. So, but I think we went wrong fundamentally. Um, I do believe that from my perspective and what I've seen in that particular change that the coach made, he would have highlighted something to me that I think I would have known about it, but that particular moment in the game confirmed to me how Hallgrimsson is going to go about doing business. Now, I know that let me do the YouTube stuff before me do anything else. But just make it clear that particular moment, that double substitution, just hoping a bit of highlight for me. Anyways, massive respect, people. Thank you very much again for tuning in. Really appreciate the support. And honestly, thank you very much for everything that you guys have been doing, the liking, the sharing, commenting, good or bad. Even me, I cuss it, but it doesn't matter. We still are interacting and we still are getting our points across. We still are having that general understanding of what football is about and what we think about football. And most of us, I think, well, all of us kind of understand what is really happening. We all have our own perspective of how football should be played, and I do think that even each person's comment on what happened will vary based on how they view football in particular. But nevertheless, let me just share what I think about that the whole aspect of Hallgrimsson and just that moment, what that moment did to highlight for me. So please do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share the content if you feel the need to. You must know some WhatsApp group or something like that. And at the end of the video, we will have something interesting to discuss. So just stay around. Alright. So that moment in the game when Hallgrimsson opted to make that double change. Now, I am not saying that substitutions are wrong. I'm not saying a substitution are wrong or a coach should not make any substitution. But that particular moment of the game, when I was watching the game, I realized that we were a bit open and Mexico was basically creating a few chances, was getting to open the chances. But that was not just the only case. That was not just the only case. We were also getting chances. Now, I think in some sense, Hallgrimsson saw that and said, you know what? Rather than go for the juggler, he went to be a little bit more conservative. And I was trying to think on it. If I was a coach in that position, well, I'm not a coach. I don't know what the best thing for the team is. In that position, whereas we're getting chances, we're now going at a Mexican team who I believe is one of the weakest Mexican teams that we have ever played in probably decades. I can't remember playing against a weaker Mexican team than this. So if we have that, we have had that, we have done that, people, I would really appreciate it. You just put in the comment section and tell me another time when we would have played a weaker Mexican team. Now, at that particular point in time, the double change was made on the 68th minute, and it took less than a minute for us to concede our goal. Now, I won't say that it's because of the goal why, or because of the change immediately is the reason why we conceded. But I do believe, though, that throughout the rest of the game, before we made the attacking changes, I strongly believe that we were in a big lull. And let me explain to you why. Now, from the game start, I do think that the first half was, even though a lot of people don't like the sit back and defend thing, I do believe we were organized, we were structured. Yes, we were doing a lot of defending, but that tend to be the natural aspect of how we played, the bigger teams. Sit back and counter. We will look good in transition sometimes just the final passes needs to be a little bit more cleaner, sharper, faster to maybe Casey Palmer take a little bit too long to pass off the ball. I do like when Bob Reed drop in the midfield and just trying to rotate the ball or recycle possession a bit. Nevertheless, when we scored the goal on the 52nd minute, like little bit about 51st minute here about, a goal from Mikel Antonio which was wiped off. From the second half started, it was like a boxing game where two boxers not holding back. They were throwing punches at each other. We were going at Mexico. Mexico was coming at us. We were going back at them. The game was actually wide open. Then now, I think Hallgrimsson went into a shell. Maybe thinking, let me solidify this team. Let me add an extra defender and an extra midfielder just to keep things compact a little bit more, because we are now being exposed. Now, I was surprised that Bernard was the substitution that he made, because personally I thought that Bernard was playing good. I thought that Bernard was actually one of the best players on the pitch. But that's what I saw. It doesn't necessarily mean that that's what the coach saw. I thought that he was one of the best players on the pitch. And when the coach pulled him, I was very surprised. Demar Gray, apparently he was actually calling to be substituted. So him being substituted now is not necessarily surprise. But the substitution of Demar Gray was the person coming in for Demar Gray was surprising for me. At that point in time, if I was in the position, I'm not a coach, I'm not the highest level of coaching, I would have kept the momentum that we're going. We go at them, they're coming at us. And what we did is we technically, so that moment in particular, what I thought that because we were going to and from, I thought that the coach, as I said, went into a shell. And rather than keep that same momentum and hopefully would have gotten a goal, because remember that we were the one who opened the deadlock. We were the one who opened the deadlock, people. Just remember that, which means that was kind of working in our favor. It was attack versus attack. And coach said, no, went into a shell, let me be a little bit more secure here, bringing on taking out Demar Gray, taking off Bernard, bringing on Lowe, bringing on Hector. Now, as I said, I'm not going to slate him for the changes, for saying that let me be for bringing on the particular players, even though I was surprised about Bernard coming off. I thought that in that particular moment, I strongly believe that was a cowardly move by the coach. Very coward. And the reason I'm saying that is, he was so afraid of losing the game. That's the reason why he went in the defensive mode. I'm not saying that the two players who came on are the reason why we conceded, because that's not necessarily true. That's not necessarily true, because if you look at how we conceded the goal, or when we conceded the goal, it's like less than a minute since the two players come on. So we weren't even have the opportunity to even go in a low block or anything like that. We just got caught in transition and then lost out on the second ball. But what happened after that? We started sitting deeper and deeper, because we now have two more defensive-minded players coming on. At that point in time, when we were going at them, I thought we needed fresh legs up front. Look at the change. If you look at the substitution that Mexico made, they were making a lot of substitution. When Damian Lowe and Hector came off, they brought on attackers. If you look at that, they brought on attackers, people. We are bringing on defenders. They brought on, let me tell you who they brought on at the time. They brought on they brought on Carlos Rodriguez. And also they bring on a central midfielder, and they also brought on Guillermo Martinez, a centre forward. At the same time, they brought on a central midfielder and a centre forward. We brought on a centre back and two centre back. One to go in the midfield to dictate pace, and next one to kind of just keep try to prevent us from conceding. And then after that, they made another substitution. Let me tell you who they brought on. They brought on Alvarado, another forward. This is after they scored, you know. This is after they scored in the 69th minute, you know. Alvarado and Eric Sanchez, another central midfielder. So they brought on, in the space of, people want to listen, you know. That's the reason I discuss this, you know, because that's the reason I say it's a curly move. Between the 78 and the, no, between when we conceded, when we scored the first goal, right? And we're bringing up our changes. They brought on a central midfielder and attacker on the 68th minute, and they scored. They scored on the 69th minute. Now on the 78th minute, they brought on two more attackers. At the same time, they brought on another central midfielder, another attacker. At the same time, we were just there defending. So, despite the Mexico coach saw that, you know what, the game is wide open and anything happened, what the Mexico coach did was went for the kill. We did, what do you call it now, went for rescue. We run down our house and our bed. We run down our house and our bed, people. Now, I wanted to look at the difference when Cephas and Kyle Dixon came on. And the injection of energy, and for the last 10 minutes of the game, we kind of have Mexico push them back and have them under a little bit of pressure. What I'm saying is, just imagine if we had made those changes a little bit earlier and were able to just dominate some aspect of the game, just like we did in the last 10 minutes of the game. I do believe that we could have gotten something from this game. I strongly believe that we could have gotten something from this game. Just this period between when we score our goals and when we brought on Ronaldo, Cephas and Dixon, between the 52nd minute or 51st minute and 88th minute of the game, Mexico made some decisions, some bold decisions, some positive decisions, and the game went in their favor. We made negative decisions, even though maybe at the point in time the coach said, no, what, in his view is positive. But I do believe that the coach must have learned something from this, because just at this is just saying to us that we look coward. It was a cowardly move by the coach. Whilst Mexico are on attackers and midfielders, we are on defenders. Goes to show the mindset and the mindset of the two coaches, and who you think out of both coaches got the victory. The one who was the more bravest of them all. He's the one who got the success out of it. So in life, you have to take chances. Some risks are worth taking. This is a cup competition, and you have to just take a chance, because at the end of the day, it's either win or lose. It makes sense to try going in a game and try to draw all three games. 3 points. Can 3 points get us through? I don't know. But it's a cup game. I do believe that if we face the same situation, the decision might be different. But anyways, won't go any further from there, people. So big up on yourself, smash the like button, hit subscribe button, and I'll see you guys again. Until next time, MG Sports TV. Like, share, and subscribe. There's a link in the description and the pinned comment. You can also support us by buying us a coffee. Thank you very much, people. I'll see you guys. Enjoy the rest of the day. God bless. We're out. Boom.